build around the Kestrel.
They're going to instead take
the
Baron away. A very interesting ban decision for Ace. And we've talked about the fact that a lot of teams aren't really trying to run the Baron alongside the Turnwalker. And the Batiste being still available. Samuel now taking off Pain Gaming. This is so smart.
This is just respect bans across the board. This is no longer meta bans. This is now just, we cannot allow the enemy carry to have these picks.
This is also just incredibly smart against Ace because the composition that Ace runs is the Kestrel, Samuel, Lyra, the non-stop lane pressure. And so taking Samuel away just breaks up that combo that we've seen Ace excel with.
You can see them on the screen right there, holding the Pain logo proud. This is a team that knows they are representing South America right now. They are in Game 5 and they are looking to upset the Korean favorite.
I mean, not only is Saw... Okay, so I'm going to bring up Saw here. It can be a last pick into the Turnwalker, but not only that, it actually works really well with the Turnwalker itself. So they're looking for a carry that works for them well instead of the Vox. They need to try something that they haven't tried in the past. They tried multiple things, didn't work out. Saw is something they haven't. So, I mean, it would be a really interesting pick, especially against the Kestrel and the Lyra trying to push the early game.
Yeah, but they did pick Saw. It's a CP Kestrel, and they're going to be outranged, so it's really, really risky. I think here, like a Batiste would be good, but they're going to go with Celeste and Cruel instead here, and that's a pretty strong combo if they can chain the stuns together.
Chain the stuns together and chain their opponents together. That's the key to this composition. But, you know, I want to go back to the Saw pick just a little bit to kind of wrap that one up. Is Saw is a pick that you cannot run it in a game like this unless you have been putting a lot of practice into it. And so it's not that surprising that they didn't go for it, even though it is a strong combo. So for Ace Gaming now, though, what do they try and do to break up this Celeste? We've seen Celeste today have massive impact in the games that she has appeared in. Pain Gaming going to be looking to replicate that.
Honestly, no matter which way Ace Gaming go with at this point, it's going to be a difficult matchup because they already have Kestrel and Lyra. Against the Celeste, you want to dive and pressure the Celeste, get on top of her and eliminate her quickly. Kestrel and Lyra, yes, Lyra can teleport, but Kestrel is not the best diving carry as a weapon power in the lane. So another choice that they can do is flex it into the CP and get something such as perhaps the Rona that's still open that can play aggressive and dive onto the Celeste. Well, the point though is that Celeste, Cruel, Turnwalker, I really like that draft for Pain.
Yeah, it's going to be a weapon Kestrel most likely and a CP Sky because they want to siege the lane. A weapon Kestrel is going to win the early and mid game really hard against this composition. However, Celeste is going to scale really well into the late game against a weapon Kestrel.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was a weapon power Sky and a CP Kestrel in the jungle. Weapon power Sky works really well against Celeste. You can put a lot of pressure with CP Kestrel rotating up to lane multiple times. You can easily take down turrets.
And honestly, the fact that there are differing opinions on which build they're going to go for means that it's difficult to predict for Pain as well coming into this game. They're not going to be 100% sure how this build is going to go.
The nice thing about, obviously, there is that great flexibility for Ace, but for Pain, it doesn't matter to them which way they go. Their composition works the same either way.
All right, well, it's about time that we get on into this one. Final prediction of the series, gentlemen. Single word answers. I want your predictions.
I really love Kestrel.
Single word.
Single word answers.
Pain.
Pain Gaming.
Pain Gaming.
Pain Gaming. Pain Gaming.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
just
man.
doomed them.
The analyst desk. The analyst desk
curse.
is all aboard the Pain hype train. It's time to get on into this one. Medic and Denominate, take us away for game number 5.
Thank you very much, Munch. Bunch of bandwagoners on this analyst desk.
Hey, I'm digging it. I love the Pain draft.
You on the Pain hype train as well?
I mean, I jumped on that after game 2.
We'll have to wait. We'll have to wait and see if they're able to take it over Ace, who looked very strong in that last game, you have to say. But the draft is going to play such a monumental role coming into this final game.
It definitely will. We've seen Muster have such a massive impact on the Vox, so much so that Ace have banned it away from him every single game thus far. And Celeste is a very different playstyle, but a very powerful pick, especially if you can get her into that mid and late game phase where you overdrive the Heliogenesis, get that additional range. You can make it very difficult for that Kestrel to have any kind of play in the game.
Well, for the Kestrel to have some play, we have to get onto the Halcyon Fold. It's game 5 between Pain Gaming and Ace. And I don't think anyone would have predicted that we would be here. What an occasion for the Brazilian fans. What an occasion for the fans from Korea as well. They are one game away from making it to the semifinals.
There they are. It looks like we might have a little bit of a skirmish already getting ready to break out here. Both teams are down here at this treant.
Both teams just dancing around it a little bit here as well. The back and fronts are going to get taken. Mustard there as well. Falcon Dorian was waiting in the bush, rocking that heroic perk. The treant down to about half. Is Youngju going to go for the steal? Imperial Soldier doesn't get it. Pain Gaming draw first blood in this game. They secure the treant, and perhaps that's a good sign of things to come.
More like a first scratch.
Yes, yeah, first scratch.
First scratch.
A little bit of a nick in the armor that Korean teams have built up across the years. Have to remember that it was Rox Gaming who took the title last year. Rox Armada.
Rox Armada.
I've said gaming a lot in the course of these 5 games, so they caught in my mind. They beat TSM. Both those teams now out of the tournament. We are going to have a new champion this year, and could it be Pain Gaming? Could it be Ace Gaming? We'll just have to wait and see, because one team is going to the semifinals and one team is going home.
Yeah, I do like both of the drafts here from these teams. Again, I do want to give a little bit of the edge to Pain Gaming as long as Mustard can play the Celeste to its fullest. But we saw Tassa already today on this Kestrel. And as we mentioned it's almost like his Kestrel has just a targeting ability. It's not a skill shot. It just they're landing every single time, able to take the positioning, dance around the fights, get those shots past the people who, the captain who would be body blocking it normally. And it's really going to come down to the mechanics and who can get better positioning. I think they both have a draft that has advantages over one another.
So what are the advantages that Pain Gaming have? Because all the analysts went for them. You're saying you think their draft perhaps is a little bit stronger. What is it that actually makes Pain Gaming's draft so good?
There's a lot of protection for this Celeste is kind of the first thing that we got to make note here between the Churnwalker. You've got that AoE stun. You've got the ability to use that Torment and pull enemies away from the Celeste into a more favorable position, even closer, so that they can be hit by those supernovas off the Heliogenesis. And then as Celeste gets to level 8, you overdrive the Heliogenesis, you get the additional range, and that makes it very easy to zone out other range targets that you just have additional range over. In this case, both the Celeste and the Kestrel in most cases.
Pain Gaming able to take the treant there as well. We'll have to see if Pain are able to keep that arm's reach from Ace, because Tassa has shown us how aggressive he can be throughout the course of this tournament, especially on this Kestrel. The burst that he has, the aggression with the active camos, creation as well, dancing around, dodging as much as he can with that lock on, the extra movement speed, the Suri strikes. They have a lot of repositioning on the side of Ace, so there is the opportunity for them to dive on this backline if they can get there. Tassa waiting in the wings here, looking for the glimmers, just trying to force Pain away from the turret.
Yeah, pretty early on in the game, though, and it's very difficult this early for a Kestrel to maintain her energy if she's not maintaining the adrenaline stacks. So he's going to have to back, going to top off some health and some energy there. Going to go into that Shatterglass first, I'm going to presume, with the build path he's going. That's also what he built last time. I'm interested to see if he does go into the Clockwork second item again. Again, the energy regeneration is very needed here on this Kestrel if you want to be able to keep up those active camos as much as possible and keep up those glimmer shots coming out. And that's going to be important. This Kestrel has to have a presence in these fights. If she doesn't have energy, then it's going to be just a matter of time. Kroll's going to get onto her. The Celeste able to drop those Helios. And again, both of these carries are going to be very low defense, building heroes. The Sky may build both armor and shield, but the Kestrel is very likely just going to go into a reflex block.
So if they get caught out in a fight, they are likely to die. You've got the From Hell's Heart, you've got the Core Collapse as well coming out. So you've got the ability to land these stuns. You've got the Trespass. If the Churnwalker can get a few hook and chains down, there is that CC chain. We used to talk a lot about double CC, triple CC compositions. That's what Pain Gaming have here, the ability to lock down multiple members of Ace, but you have to hit those skill shots and you have to catch Ace off guard, which is not something we have often seen throughout this championship.
No, and as we're talking about stuns, I do want to kind of make note of a little bit of an interesting interaction here. There's more reliable stuns on the side of Pain Gaming. That Trespass is targeted. The From Hell's Heart is a very quick ability. If used at a surprising moment, can be very easy to land, versus the Active Camo and the Death from Above are the two crowd control abilities that we have coming out of the side of Ace Gaming. Those are a little bit more difficult to land. They're more zoning potential coming out of them, and there's one shot, one kill. They're already landing 100%.
One shot, no kills. Still 100% though. Able to get the damage down. Creation takes a chunk as well as Pain Gaming look to pressure on towards the turret. Celeste so good at damaging turrets, of course, with the Helios and the Supernovas coming out. Do need to overdrive that ability first for the extra range, because otherwise... 2 more levels. We'll have to wait for Mustard to hit that spike, and both these teams seem willing to wait out this early game. You've got the Celeste scaling up, you've got the Kestrel scaling up as well. Is there a point at which one of these teams is really going to go all out, or are we just going to wait for someone to make a mistake?
I mean, if Tassa can just continue to weave these glimmer shots through minions and constantly poke out Muster, there's a huge opportunity where Ace can lower the health bars enough of Pain Gaming that they have enough pursue, right? Like, you can't run from a Sky once she's locked on. Going the weapon path, obviously the Sorrow Blades first, we'll likely see either a Poison Shiv or a breaking point for the second item. And with that kind of chase, with the ability to ramp up damage, then Sky can be a huge threat, and Kestrel doesn't have to be a part of the rest of the fight. If Tassa's done his job and gotten Celeste low, burned the fountain out, there's a real opportunity that Creation can come through and just kind of clean up the mess.
We'll have to see if Creation is able to hit those shots later on. At the moment, Tassa's still hitting all of those one-shot, one-kills. 200% effectiveness thus far. 2 out of 2 from him. But Pain Gaming seems to be shrugging off the damage. And I want to bring up an interesting point about CS here, because it looks like Samusta has been given a lot of the farm on the side of Pain Gaming. Falcon Dorian only sitting at 30 farm. Where you look at Ace Gaming, they seem to be spreading it out a little bit more. Creation and Tassa sitting a little bit higher. But if you can get that Celeste towards that 3-item build, towards those 4 items a little bit quicker, that's really where Pain Gaming's composition comes online.
Yeah, and we've got the Shattered Glass and the Clockwork online, so the Helios will pack a huge punch, and they're going to come out so much quicker, as well as now level 8. We are overdriven on those Heliogenesis, so they have the additional range.
Oh, I missed one!
Oh, no!
66.6% hit rate thus far. We'll try and keep track of that as we go through the game. Death from Above clears out the wave. There's the From Hell's Heart. They get the stun into the chain CC. The trespass is huge, and Pain Gaming just go incredibly aggressive in the lane. Surprised to see Creation not block out that first stun. Did have the reflex, did use it, but was just caught out by some great play from Pain.
Like I said, it's a fairly quick ability. When used at close range like that, it can be difficult. There's a lot of things going on. You're looking out for the Heliogenesis that are zoning you out. It's very easy to miss that windup, and that's Pain Gaming taking first turret over Ace in Game 5, using this Celeste to their advantage, and this fight might not be over.
No, Tassa continuing to be aggressive. There's the Solar Storm as Muster realizes he needs to get away. Tassa's still sitting on that Shadow Glass. The one-shot, one-kill does connect, but it's an Ace Gaming member who falls. Creation goes down once again. He's died twice, and Falcon is not done. He wants to kill onto Youngju. Muster chasing in. Josuino Ferrer is low, and perhaps Pain will realize they perhaps need to disengage. The damage coming out from the Helios on towards Tassa as well. Pain Gaming saw a window of opportunity, and they jumped straight through. They defenestrated Ace Gaming. They took those windows out of the wall, and they took 2 kills and a turret on top of it.
Yeah, and now that we got a couple seconds of downtime here in this game, that's actually been quite a bit of fighting breaking out. You're talking about it earlier that they're putting a lot of farm into this Celeste, and it's because the Celeste is going to be that true hyper carry. The Kroll, he has a Sorrow Blade, but the majority of his usefulness is just to be a nuisance. You build up the weakness stacks coming out of your Spectral Smite. You can reduce the outgoing damage of your enemies, as well as, again, the crowd control. Here we go!
Another great From Hell's Heart. Falcon Dorian being a pain in the ace here for Pain Gaming. Looking for Creation as well. Chased away. The Death from Above is going to come out, but Creation now caught in a bad situation. Tries to jump forward. The Solar Storm's not quite going to connect, and Pain unable to find too much more out of that, but Falcon Dorian is absolutely devastating early on this game, looking to take away a Crystal Sentry as well. This is superfluous stuff from Ace, absolutely superb.
Yeah, it definitely was. That was almost another kill going over to the side of Pain Gaming. The Torment came through just a split second late, almost yanked Creation back into that core collapse. And Pain Gaming, they're looking to be in the driver's seat right now. They're sitting about 2,000 gold up. This Celeste is getting the farm that she needs. She has 2, working into 3 items, has a level 10 infusion ready to go, whereas Creation has just completed his second now, working into the 3rd, picked himself up as an infusion as well. So because he got the chance to shop, kind of on neutral grounds here if they can pick the right fight. But again, all of the damage for the most part out of Pain is going to be relying around the Celeste, whereas Ace Gaming, they have their damage split up fairly evenly, but that being said, it does require both of them to be on the same target to actually come through and get the kill. You know, we've seen them get Pain Gaming low, but haven't really been able to close out as many kills.
From Hell's Heart, bounces back the boomerang coming out from Pain. They're still looking for an engage, blocked out Trespass there. No stun CC chain for them. And now they do need to back away because here comes the death from above. Jesuino Ferrer in that front line has the fountain, pops it. 1 shot, 1 kill connects, but Falcon Dorian will tank that. 75% hit rate for Tassa, but he's not finding the kills with these connections, and perhaps Pain can turn it around. Creation's gonna jump into the back line. He's trying to take down some members of Pain. Tassa standing his ground, standing back, but a great core collapse with the stun, getting onto Creation somehow. He gets a double kill, and now it's up to Muster. What can he do? What can he bring out of his bag of tricks? He turns it back to Tassa, but he cannot connect with the core collapse. The Sentry's gonna help him out. He almost takes down Creation, but he cannot quite remove the Ace Gaming member from the map. Another shot misses. It's a 2-shot miss, 60%. I might lose track of that pretty soon. My maths doesn't go that well, but the only maths I need to know is it's 2-2, and the winner of this game goes through to the semi-finals.
Yeah, they absolutely do. And Jesuino Ferrer, great choice in the build here, has picked up the contraption. This will allow him to put more scout traps or flares down depending on how he wants to use that item, as well as has additional flares in his pocket. And what's useful about this is because we know we're going to have to spout out Kestrel, if she's undamaged in a fight, you know she's going to go into the active camo, try to reposition. Dropping a flare can be very useful at shutting that advantage that the Kestrel would normally have down. And oh, that Solar Storm.
I think it was meant to hit Creation. It does. He's only on 14 HP, so he's actually chunked out a lot, but the steal comes in from Ace. Great stuff from Tassa. Creation almost died trying to stop the turret. That's so unlucky for Muster. Had that 3rd completed item, thought he could kill Creation, but Creation now picks up an Aegis because he doesn't want that to happen again.
Just a sliver. So unfortunate for Pain Gaming. If they would have been able to pick up a kill on the laner there, they likely could have taken down that gold mine and then moved right up into the lane onto that turret. Creation, you got a little bit lucky there, buddy.
So slightly, but sometimes a little bit of luck is all you need to win out these games. 1 shot, 1 kill, hits onto Jesuino Ferrer. Here comes the flank, jump in with the Arcane Passage, but a great stun straight onto the face of Creation. Here comes the death from above, but it's not quite going to connect. And Pain Gaming are kiting beautifully thus far this fight, but here comes Tassa. He's not giving up the ghost on this fray just quite yet. The Fountain comes out to heal up Creation, and now Pain Gaming need to decide, do they move forward or do they move back? That is the choice they will make. Both they and Ace call a truce for the time being, but how close are these fights? How close is this game? How tight are the margins of victory? It's a game of inches. It's a game of 14 HP. And both these teams know all it takes is one mistake to lose it, or one outplay to win your spot in the semifinals.
Yeah, and it just cannot get any closer than this game so far. As we see Ace grouping up, we're at that point in the game where the teams are going to stick together at just about all points. You might see one of the captains, reach out a little bit and try to get some additional vision with their body, but we'll just have to see what ends up coming through here. Creation.
The stun! It lands! The scout trap! It was enough! They get the kill, and Pain Gaming's vision control is huge. We talked about the contraption. That's exactly what it can do. But the answer back from Ace, they're not done. Here comes the Pain. Who's going to gain in this fight? Creation's doing a lot of work. Great block, though, on the Trespass. Now it's up to Muster to try and pull himself back. A superb Torment. Jesuino Ferrer sacrifices himself to keep the Celeste alive.
Yeah, unfortunately, that fight broke out without the captain, without Jesuino Farah there. They were able to pick up a beautiful kill very quickly, but at what cost this late in the game? Sir Muster gonna make it out, but you are playing with fire right now, sir. Oh, the crack with a beautiful body block.
Kraken's on the side of Pain Gaming, as are a lot of the fans here, it would seem. Ace 4-4 coming into the 16th minute of the game. 300 gold is all that separates these two behemoths of the Halcyon fold, and both these teams have proven their might today. They've proven their worth, but only one of them can take the spot in the semi-finals. Wartread's finished now on towards Youngju, looking for those engages. Pain have been great at getting the disengage, but if Muster gets caught out, you have to feel perhaps that would be it for Pain Gaming.
Yeah, definitely could be, but if they get an opportunity where they can fight as a team, we know they can take down Ace at this stage, and they might be looking for it right now as Jesuino Farah is coming up. If they can find a kill onto Creation, that's going to be the key target they want to find. The Crystal Kestrel shouldn't have enough if Sky dies to actually clean up a 2v3 fight. That'll give this Celeste and Kroll an opportunity to bring down the Kraken, and they'll do it quite quickly indeed.
Earlier on, we talked about that 4-item spike as well for Muster. He's there. Broken Myth, Shatterglass, Clockwork Eve, Coated Plates just to back it up with a little bit of armor. But you have to feel that if he survives throughout a fight, he is going to be devastating. Creation, about half an item behind, but he does have the Aegis, so I'm going to give him that. I don't like defensive items, but sometimes you do need to build them, especially since we saw Creation get caught out earlier on, and Pain Gaming are looking to catch him out once again. The damage from the Supernovas is gargantuan, but so is the healing out of those Imperial Sigils.
Yeah, it definitely is, as Jesuino Farah coming up here into the lane. Both of these captains still level 10, so we don't have any overdrives on the alts for the captains yet. Will be huge, though, to see, once those come out. Obviously, we'll get some additional cooldowns for these heroes, and it can really change up the way you make your engages. Another one-shot, one-kill going to miss there, but I don't think they're out of the water yet. Pain, they're looking for this opportunity, and with the range that they have out of Celeste, they could definitely find one.
You can see Pain just poking into the darkness, saying, are you here? Are you here? Can we catch you? They need that first CC. Maybe Muster oversteps, but no, he's willing just to put the Helios down and step forward towards the face of Ace. No fear, just fight here from Pain. They continue to defy expectations. They continue to challenge the Korean champions, and Ace Gaming very much on the ropes in this series. Good connection. About 600 damage down onto Muster, but he has the Eve. He can heal that back up if he's left to his own devices. Alongside a healer, Treant, he'll be pretty healthy pretty soon.
Yeah, definitely looking to be that way, but we need to look at these infusions as well. They are starting to burn out for a couple players. Falcon Dorians is burning out, and right now, Ace have shop control if they stick to where they're at, and that can be a huge advantage leading into the next fight.
He's trying to step forward. Ace give up the control. Falcon Dorian still waiting in the bush. Doesn't go down yet. He's still about 10 gold away from it. Now he's got enough. Kraken started. Falcon Dorian, are you going to get another infusion, or are you going to wait for just a moment? Ace Gaming smell blood. They smell an advantage. They smell an opportunity to jump in because the Kraken is going lower, down to about half HP. Pain Gaming and Ace. The game rests on this moment. You feel there perhaps could be a comeback if you lose the Kraken, but not if you lose the fight. Kraken down. It's a quarter away from being captured, and we can see Jesuino Farah willing to step forward into the faces of Ace, but Ace once again disengaged, and the Kraken resets. Continues to be aggroed there by Muster. Pain realizing perhaps they have the advantage now. No infusion still. No infusion on Muster as well. That's huge because Tassa has one, as does Creation. The Kraken going lower. The trespass blocked out. The stun coming out. The Kraken goes down, and Pain Gaming get it. They're looking for a little bit more of a fight as well, but Ace just back away. Great stuff from Pain. One shot, one kill connects, but Falcon Dorian healthy enough to survive through that. Now it's up to Ace. Can they shred through the Kraken before they get towards these turrets? You don't feel like Pain wins off this, but you feel they get mighty close, especially if they can find a fight. But the damage comes out from Ace, and they take down one. There's the death from above as well. Cruz chasing down towards the bottom side, but Muster has no one to keep him left alive. And now Ace continue to push forward. They're gonna get an Ace for their own. They're gonna get 3 kills. And thankfully for Pain Gaming, they got the Kraken just a moment ago, so this should not be the win for Ace Gaming.
No, it shouldn't be, but one shot, one kill coming through out of Tassa there. Just trying to help. Let's get into this replay because this was really a little bit of overextension from Mustard. Look how far forward he was. It gave them the opportunity, and Jesuino Farah had to go up a little bit too far. They turned their attention onto the Churn Walker very quickly, and then it was only a matter of time before this 3v2 went south for Pain Gaming. And Creation going to go ahead and take down that turret, and they're going to even stop the Kraken before the choke point turret is destroyed. Or even really damaged.
Yeah, it's monumental for Ace Gaming being able to hold onto that, and you can see they get about a 3,000 gold lead from it. But at this point, how much does that really matter? Only Falcon Dorian's waiting to pick up a few more items. Jesuino Farah there as well, but the carries are fully built. Tassa has a Shatterglass, a Clockwork, and a Broken Myth. If he can find a catch, if he can find those glimmers, thread them through onto Muster, he will absolutely melt through that Celeste. Jesuino Farah with the Echo here as well, perhaps looking for the double Trespass or the double Torment, because you lose those hooks and chains after you use that ultimate ability.
Yeah, another one-shot, one-kill landing on the Sir Muster, taking him down about a third of his health, and no Treant to take this time, so they're going to take the opportunity to just recall, top up some health. There's a Metal Jacket now complete for Sir Muster, but he doesn't have any shielding to prevent the damage that Tassa has been able to put down on him in every single one of these fights. So it's a clear window that Ace need to use to their advantage. If we can get this Kestrel onto the Celeste, we can blow her to pieces. There's no real defense here, and there's a pretty sizable amount of crystal power built here. We have the Broken Myth, Clockwork, and Shatterglass ready to go, as well as Creation sitting on 4 offensive items on this weapon sky, a level 12 infusion, all of Ace Gaming infused, and only Sir Muster for the side of Pain Gaming have one. So they have to be cautious as they approach this next fight.
The last time we saw a really good fight for Pain Gaming was when they had that vision control, when they had those scout traps, and they were able to catch Tassa out early on in the fray because he went into the active camo and then was spotted by a scout trap. They don't have as much vision at the moment. You can see Jesuino Farah is trying to get some scout traps down, but as soon as he puts them further up in the field, they get cleared out. And now with the Kraken spawning, it's Ace Gaming who have control of the middle of this jungle.
Yeah, they do. Kraken's back on the board 22 minutes into this game. Could be anyone's to take depending on this next fight. The death timers are getting incredibly long. Creation's been spotted out.
They spot him out, jumps away with the Suri Strike, and Ace just disengage. Ace have been so patient, so willing to wait. It's what we see so often from these East Asian teams, waiting for the prime time to strike. Waiting for the opportune moment, and Pain Gaming haven't given them too many moments at all. Is this it? Is this the game-defining play? 3 turrets left for both teams, basically no gold in it. Jesuino Farah is in that front line. Another infusion picked up on Sir Muster, but nothing on Falcon Dorian yet. Has the Atlas, has the Shiver Steel, has the Aegis, but no infusion. How impactful will that be, or does he just need to distract and dissuade Ace from taking the engage? Damage from the Helios, but the Sigil heals them up once again. Kraken takes a little bit of DPS, but it's more scratches on her back than anything else. Pain are playing around vision here, looking to see if there's an avenue of victory, a way in. One shot, one kill doesn't connect. Is that their chance here? Go in. Falcon Dorian gets onto the back line. There's the core collapse, the Solar Storm as well, and the stun. The core collapse, the CC Chamber Creation manages to dodge out with the reflex block, and now it's Pain in the 3v2. They're chasing onto Ace. Can they take down their Korean counterparts? Muster just about survives, but the core collapse doesn't quite connect, and now we need to see Pain back away, because otherwise Ace are going to collapse from 2 sides. One shot, one kill onto Falcon Dorian isn't enough to take him down. Let's have a look at Fountains. They're both used. No healing left for these teams. Have to get through that Eve, through the healer Treant, but Ace aren't willing to give up the chase. They're pushing forward, even towards the Crystal Sentry. Once again, they decide to back away. The Solar Storm is not enough to take them out, but Youngju is low on energy. Tassa full Creation once again, hiding in this bush. He wants that flank, he wants the way in, and he can't quite find it yet.
No, that was a crazy fight that broke out there. The Solar Storm did a good job coming through at the end. You know, it did hit Tassa. Wasn't quite enough, but the fight really broke out well when Falcon Dorian, took that opportunity, got the From Hell's Heart, was able to stun up that Kestrel. They weren't able to close things out. In fact, they almost dropped Creation. They turned their attention very well onto him. And now we're just kind of back at that stalemate feel that this game has been for a little bit. We have infusions across the board, but Pain Gaming has just renewed theirs.
This is so sneaky. Are they going to get this, Denominate? Are they going to sneak it away from Ace Gaming? Ace have realized now when they go in, Anti-Cam has been used, the Kraken is low, there's the one-shot, one kill, and the Kraken goes down! Pain get it! Last time we saw a fight, from House Heart does connect onto Creation, he gets the Reflex block in the end, but Pain Gaming can just back away, they've got the Kraken, they can win a fight underneath the turret, they've got their second Kraken of the game, and 25 minutes in, Pain Gaming are looking to start to secure this. They need at least that choke turret, they really need a lot more. They need to take down that Crystal, because they want their spot in the semi-finals.
Yeah, what's a little bit unfortunate is they did take damage when the Kraken was taken, so they lost that health buff. And meanwhile, Youngju's been able to just use that Imperial Sigil, top the team off. So Ace are in a much healthier position. Pain have to play this perfectly. They need to find a kill onto Creation here.
Solar Storm onto the turret, doesn't quite connect for the damage. Looking for those Helios on the turret as well. The Kraken is low, the stun's going to land onto Creation, but he is healed back up. Death from above onto the Kraken. Will they crack the choke point turret? They will. That's big for Pain. That is a key turning point in this game. Unable to get the kills, but they break into the base of Ace Gaming.
Yeah, and we are now past the 25-minute mark, and the death timer's essentially maxed out at this point. So the next fight, despite Pain Gaming taking down that choke point, if a team is able to get a clean ace, either one of them should really be able to end it off of a single push. And it's both of these teams, again, this is game 5. This is everything. You lose this one and you're done for Worlds 2017. So, both of these teams want to move on. Both of these teams want that shot at the championship. The next, I guess, crowd favorite would be Cloud9 and Tribe right up there.
Pretty sure the crowd favorite is impunity at the moment, Denominate.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's where, yes. I can agree with you there.
Yes, but it's so vital for Ace Gaming to continue that legacy of EA being an incredible region here at Worlds.
No matter what happens, all the players that came today have played absolutely amazing, all weekend.
Death from Above does come down. It's off towards the side, and Pain Gaming retreat down towards the jungle. 4,000 gold lead here for Ace Gaming, but that really doesn't matter too much at the moment. Creation's going to get pulled in. That doesn't quite get the Supernova. Muster gets the shot blocked from Falcon. And Ace are still pretty healthy here. Muster needs to back away. It's been incredible to see how well every single one of the players in this game have performed. It's been no mistakes, just pure outplay after outplay to get these kills, and good shot calling from both teams as well. We are coming in to what has to be the final minutes of this game, because we've got nowhere else to go. The next fight will likely win it for someone. Muster still in base, coming out now. Ace had an opportunity. The Dragon's Eye has been completed on Muster as well. Keeping the Halcyon charges, he has sold that Shatterglass. He thinks he gets more damage out of the Dragon's Eye if he can get the stacks up. Here comes the flank right Bulwark. Stun, only going to land onto Youngju. The Death from Above will get the stun onto Jesui No Fairer. Looking for the trespass. The stuns are going to land. And now Ace Gaming perhaps on the back foot, but Youngju uses a great sigil. The stealth comes out. Falcon Dorian realizes he needs to get the hell out of there, because otherwise he'll get stunned up. A great second stun, but the damage from the active camo. Muster, Solar Storm doesn't quite connect, and now it's up to Tassa to get these flanks off. One shot, one kill. Not going to hit, but Jesui No Fairer will still fall. A ridiculous kill by a ridiculous player. Creation is shredding through Pain, and Ace Gaming have found the fight that they needed. They're going to take them all down, and are they going to take the win off that?
It's definitely going to be a little bit close as these turrets get taken down. It will reduce the death timers, but 45, 50, it's looking like Ace Gaming should have what they need to close this one out. And I think we have EA advancing on in this tournament.
What a performance by Ace Gaming, taking it all the way to the best of 5. They'll take down the Crystal turrets, they'll take down the Crystal, and they'll take down Pain Gaming as they go through to the semi-finals.
It's been a crazy journey, almost a little bit speechless.